Hello, we are getting ready to start problem 7 or lesson 7, and I'm going to encourage you to watch the video first before you attempt to do the application problem. I will remind you that when you do the application problem, you need to make sure that you're using cubes and also read, draw, and write. So you're going to watch the video first, and I believe it is Mrs. Chen today. I want you to pay close attention to what Mrs. Chen has to say, because today we are going to be looking at, this is just an example, we are going to be looking at some vertical addition problems that will look similar to this. And you need to pay attention to when you're regrouping things, that you're going to be regrouping down here at the bottom rather than up here at the top. You will understand what I'm talking about. The standard algorithm would have you regroup at the top. The way that we're being shown in the Eureka Math method, we are regrouping at the bottom. So make sure that you watch the video first and that you regroup where they tell you to. Okay? So you are going to watch the video, and then don't forget to give me a written statement after you have done the application problem on the front. And then you're going to move on to the problem set and make sure you show your work. If you only just give me a sum, I will send you back a message that says that you need to show me all of your work. There are some word problems that you also need to finish, even though it says for early finishers. We are expecting all students to try these word problems as well. They do count as a part of your practice time. And then, of course, you are going to be sending your work to your teacher from your exit ticket, and make sure that you show, make sure that you show your work. Show your work. Do not just give an answer. Even if you have to do it on a piece of scratch paper, you are going to show your work, and make sure that on problem number 2, you explain problem number 1, part A up here, how part A can help you solve problem number 1, part B. So we'll be looking for a written explanation there. So with that, I'm going to tell you that you need to watch the video first, then you're going to do the application problem, you're going to do the problem set, and then check your work, and then do the exit ticket. All right, so pause the video or shut this video off, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about the answers to today's questions. All right, so let's take a look at our application problem. Hopefully you read carefully the problem using, of course, cubes. Hopefully you remembered to use cubes and read, draw, and write. So, Farmer Farmer Andino's chickens laid 47 brown eggs and 39 white eggs. How many eggs did the chickens lay in all? So I started off with the tape model so I could think about what I was going to be trying to solve. I know that there were 47 brown eggs that were laid, and there was 39 white eggs that were laid. And my question was, how many were there in all? So I know that I was looking for this part of my number bond. That should have been a question mark. Then I set up my equation of 47 plus 39, and showed the work that Mrs. Chen showed us today, where you're starting off with 4 10s and 7 1s. I should probably identify those as 10s. Sorry that I didn't do that. And 1s, 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 1s. These would also be 10s. My bad. 1s, 1s, and all the way through. 1s. And we also had a 10 here. So my 4 10s, and I did my 7 1s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I showed my 9 1s. Of course, that one wasn't there until I moved it. Then what I did is I added my 1s first. So 7 1s and 9 1s gave me 16 1s. 16 ones, which was 1, 10, 6, as they would say the 10 way. So I knew that I was going to try to make another group of 10. So I took one of my ones and put it down here with these 9 ones because it was an easy way to make 10. Circled my 10s, moved that group of 10. I didn't change the value. All I did was take those 10 ones and change it for a 10 disc. And then I crossed those off because I know that I'm done with that. And since I moved this one down here to make that 10, I also crossed that one off. That left me then with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ones. So that became my ones place. And then I counted how many 10s did I push over. I pushed 1 10 over. So that was my regrouping of 10 ones, or 10. And then I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 4 plus 3 gave me 7, plus that one more gave me 8. So my total number of eggs was 86 eggs. There were 86 brown and white eggs. This move down here, where we moved this from here, regrouping below rather than up at the top, is called new groups below. And you're going to hear that statement said a lot over the next while, that we are creating new groups below rather than groups above. All right, so there's your answer to that first one. And here is the written statement that I wrote. Hopefully you wrote one as well. The farmer had 47 brown eggs and 39 white eggs. Altogether, there were 86 eggs. This is a must do. It's important for a lot of reasons that you write out a word answer. It's also good for your handwriting practice. Alrighty, so I'm going to move now over to the problem set. Remember, you were supposed to use the vertical form with your place value charts, and I have gone through and I have drawn each of these problems out the way that you should have as well. I used my vertical form, and I also showed my regrouping new groups below by as we were taught by Mrs. Chin. So you can look and see how you personally did on these. If you are confused, it would be a good idea to go back and rewatch that video. I found it to be very helpful, but I did watch it a couple of times to make sure that I knew what I was doing, because obviously this is different from what I learned when I was in school and what I've been teaching for the last 30 years in the classroom, and I did have to change my way of thinking just a little bit, but I found it to be a very useful strategy. So if you need to, pause the video and you can check how your student did there. Then we have some word problems that you also needed to do, and I used those same strategies again. On problem number 2, she brought 85 grapes to school. You can see the work that I did here in my vertical. On problem number 3, Tuesday there was 64 pages. You can see my tape model on how I solved that problem, and then how many pages did Thomas read on both days. Again, my tape model using the model that Mrs. Chin showed us with groups below, and Thomas read 93 pages. So if you were having a struggle with any of those problems, you might want to go back and look at what you chose to do. If you're still lost on this process, you'll need to go back and watch Mrs. Chin again. And then, oh, no, we're not going to do that one. Sorry about that. I do that sometimes. I forget that I don't want to show you the exit ticket. So if you would please, you're going to do the exit ticket and send it to your teacher. And with that, I am going to say, have a great day of learning.